Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Blair and today's video is another sip and makeup. And if you're new here, basically on Fridays I like to just pick out a bunch of makeup, sit down and chat with you guys and drink some coffee and just do whatever I'm in the mood to do with my makeup. Today we went super glam and smoky. So if you're interested in hanging out with me, drinking some coffee and doing makeup, please keep watching and let's get started. Okay, let's get started. Have some coffee and we're just gonna do some makeup. It's Friday right now and by the time Friday rolls around, I'm really in the mood to do this. Just sit down and play with makeup that I'm excited about. So let's just do this. Now, what should we do first? Let's do the eyes first. I just pulled out a bunch of random products, but I think I want to use this today. I haven't used this in a while. It's the Glam palette from Natasha Denona. And since these are kind of smokier, darker colors, I feel like we should probably do the eyes first. Okay, let's do the brows first. And I know I shouldn't use this again, but I'm going to. I just can't stop using this stuff. I know y'all are probably sick of seeing me use this, but it's like, now that I've discovered this, I don't know how to not use it. I've discovered something new in my coffee that I'm kind of obsessed with. I usually drink black coffee, but I tried the Silk creamer with almond milk, and it's the sweet and creamy, I think is the flavor. And something about that, and I use stevia in my coffee. A little bit of that creamer, one stevia and black coffee right now is just, I'm obsessed with it. I usually have, sorry to go on a coffee tangent, but I usually have black coffee first in the morning, and I used to just only have black all the time, but I started drinking this creamer and now I can't stop. What kind of coffee do you guys drink? Let me know. Are you a Starbucks person? Are you a Dunkin' Donuts person? Let me know in the comments. I personally really like Starbucks. In fact, I have a Starbucks coffee mug right here I got years ago at Starbucks in New York. But anyway, let me know what kind of coffee you like. And you already know what pencil I'm going to use. I'll probably speed through this part for most of this, so you don't have to watch me fill in with these two products for like the 5,000th time. So the day I'm filming this, I think it was this morning or maybe it was yesterday, I saw on Instagram that starting next month in August, Target or Ultas are going to start being in Target, like little pop-up shops. I saw that months ago, but I didn't know when that was actually starting. But I think this last week they posted that that was going to start in August this year. And I think that's really cool. Although I think, as if most people need one more thing to tempt them when they go into Target, I feel like I'm already extremely tempted by so many things there. And now if there is makeup, like an Ulta, I don't know. I feel like that could be disaster for a lot of people. A brilliant disaster for Ulta and Target, but I feel like that could definitely be problematic if you have a makeup problem. And then of course, like a day later, Sephora, or on Instagram at least, they're posting that they're gonna be in Kohl's stores, which I personally think is kind of strange. I can totally see Ulta and Target, but I don't know. Sephora and Kohl's just don't seem like they go together to me. It's kind of like I've never really understood Sephora and JCPenney. It just seems like so random. I kind of feel the same way about Kohl's. I'm not sure. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure that will be as successful as Target and Ulta. Okay, I just primed my eyes with my NARS eyeshadow base, and now let's go into some eyeshadow. I want to do something smoky, I don't know, with this palette. I haven't used it in quite a while. First, I'm going to just set my primer on my lids with just a little bit of powder. I'm just using the Kosas Cloud Set powder. I feel like I'm constantly looking for two brushes, two of my eyeshadow brushes, these two that I use all the time from BK Beauty, the 201 and the 202. I feel like every time I sit down to film, I'm just constantly just looking for these brushes. They're just my favorite. I'm gonna go into the Natasha palette, and I'm gonna first take the transition shade right here. It's just really a light, I think it's a light gray. So probably the lightest shade in this palette. And we're gonna put this in my crease, kind of start off the smokiness, and I'm gonna kind of pull it out a little bit. I do this most of the time, but it's a little bit easier when I do my eyes first because I know I can always clean it up later. Okay, now I want to go into, I'm going to mix two shades. I want to mix the crease shade right here and the blend shade. So blend is a little more warm and crease is a little bit cooler. And we're going to put this, my eye open, in the outer corner and then kind of blend it up into the crease. I was just sitting here looking at this palette and I was thinking, I know I mentioned in the video I did recently with the Huda Mercury Grade palette, I was mentioning how I kind of want to do a video using one palette for like a month, or I don't know if I could do it for a whole month. Maybe I could, and just see like how many looks you could create with one palette. I feel like this would be another really good palette to do that with, because literally every single shade in this palette is stunning. Like if you've never seen this in person, the next time you're anywhere where they sell Natasha Denona, go look at this palette because the colors in here are just so pretty. I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more of those two shades. Those two blend really well together. I think it's because one is more cool and one is more warm, so they kind of balance each other out, but they look really pretty together. My right eye is always my problem eye. Kind of like, you know how sometimes, or I feel like pretty much everybody has like a good and bad eyebrow. Like not that one is bad, but just that one of them is typically easier to do than the other. I feel like my eyes in terms of eyeshadow are that way too. I don't know why, but my left eye is so much easier for me than my right eye. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the crease shade right here just by itself. And I'm using the same brush. It is the BK Beauty 202 brush, and with this, basically using the very tip of this brush, and I'm starting kind of up high in the crease and just kind of going back and forth because I really want to. I found the more I do this with my eye shape, and kind of bring it in a little bit and then pull it out a little bit. It just makes your eye look bigger if you have more of a hooded eye. That's key. You just have to leave your eye open. I want to do some shimmer now. I think I'm going to go in with this shade. It's called Outer Eyelid. So this one right here. But there's also another one down here called Outer Eyelid. I don't know why there are multiple shades with the same name. Like there's several center eyelids, there's several inner corner eyelids. I don't know, because you can't really, when you're showing it in a video, distinguish between the two. But I'm gonna go with the one that's down here on the bottom, and I'm gonna use my finger and I'm going to pat this in where it says the outer corner, the outer corner of the eyelid. Ooh, okay, that really smoked the lid up significantly. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the transition shade, and we'll just kind of lightly blend. I don't want to blend it away or anything. I just kind of want to tone it down a little bit. I think I'm going to go in with this one in the corner called Center Eyelid. Kind of has a little bit of a pinky, like an icy pink look to it. And I'm going to put this. And I'm not going to bring it all the way in the inner corner. Kind of in the middle and a little towards the inner corner. Let's go back. I feel like blending is key with this palette. We'll go back into transition again. And we will just blend a little bit more. I feel like this palette is like truly a classic, like special occasion palette. Every time I open it, that's what I think of. Like, I feel like this is a super glammy palette. Like you would use this when you're going somewhere really fancy. Even though I'm just sitting here drinking coffee, applying all these smoky shades, but I'm just gonna wipe this off when I'm finished. Okay, now let's go in with, I think I'm going to take a little bit of this shade. It's called Smoke. Kind of it's a dark, cooler toned brown. I'm just going to use this same Decay Beauty 202. And I'm just going to pack this kind of where I can feel my crease and bring it down. So I really just want to keep this right there. Oh, that color is really pretty though. I don't reach for this palette that often, and I think it's just not because I don't love it. It's just one of those palettes that I feel like I have to have like a special occasion almost to wear this palette, even though that's silly. But every time I do pull it out and use it, I'm blown away by it. I like this palette a lot more personally, just the colors in it more than the bronze palette from her. I have that one too, but this one is just so different. Something about this with all these grayish smoky tones, I don't know. I love it though. Okay, now let's go in with this shade. This shade is so pretty. It's called Inner Corner. It's really, really bright. I was gonna say I'm gonna use a brush, but I think I'm just gonna go in with my finger, but look at this shade. Oh. This I'm just putting right in the inner corner and pulling it up. I mean, look at that. Oh. Now I just want to take the crease shade again. And for this, I'm actually going to go back over just basically where I've created my crease, because my crease is pretty non-existent and my lid is also pretty non-existent, but these, like the dark and then the light, kind of makes it look like I have more lid space than I actually do. Okay. For my corrector, I'm going to use NARS Radiant Creamy in the shade Light. So we want to make sure we get rid of all of this darkness since I have all of this smoky shadow going on. I actually just started using this little brush for this step. It's from BK Beauty, as always. It's the 203, and it's actually an eyeshadow brush, but it actually fits really, really well under the eye for corrector because it's so small. I'm still trying to determine if I have a favorite corrector between this one and the Bobbi Brown one. This one is so good, you guys. It is so good. My only thing I will say is that Bobbi Brown kind of kills them when it comes to shades, because this one from NARS only comes in, I think it's 4 shades, which is good, but I think Bobbi Brown correctors come in like 20 shades. For foundation, I'm going to use Armani Luminous Silk. This one is shade number 5. And I'm going to use my little palette. I've been really enjoying using a palette for foundation. I don't know why. Also, if you're wondering why my hair is slicked back like this, it's because number one, I actually really like my hair like this, but I've discovered recently that I don't typically wash my hair very often. I really only wash it like once a week, sometimes twice a week, and I usually always feel like the night before I film, you know, I have to wash my hair and do all that, and because if I wait till the day that I film, it takes me forever. I have so much hair that it takes forever to dry and style and all that. So I try to do it the night before, but sometimes I just do not, I'm just not in the mood to do all that. But I always feel bad if I have like really greasy looking hair for videos. But now, honestly, I'm just gonna start putting it back in a bun like this because I actually really like how this looks. I feel like it looks like, I don't know, kind of sophisticated. I even took some of this earlier. I never used this, but it's the Got To Be glue that everyone is always talking about. And I originally got it for my eyebrows. I haven't even tried it in my brows yet, but I took it earlier and used it to kind of slick back my hair, and actually worked really, really well. So you may start seeing this hairstyle more than before, but I'm kind of liking it. For concealer, we're gonna go in with NARS Radiant Creamy, and I'm gonna use both of my shades. And we're gonna do, this is Madeleine, and I've kind of started doing this too, putting, I think this is like what always goes viral on TikTok, is this concealer thing. I've never really done like the whole triangle, but I've been doing this when I want more, when I'm doing more makeup. I've been doing this and I kind of like it. And then I'm gonna take Creme Brulee in the middle, and then since we're going really smoky, we're gonna really do it up. I'm gonna put a little bit of this here, a little bit of this here, here, because why not? Obviously this is not an everyday look, but we're just having fun. Okay, I'm gonna start to blend this in, and I'm gonna start with a damp sponge, and I'm gonna blend all the places where I want the least bit of coverage from this concealer, which is mainly my nose and my forehead. And then I'm just gonna blend out this. This is not something I would do like on a daily basis or anything. I just like, when I do more makeup, I've been watching tons of makeup artists lately, and a lot of them do this where they draw concealer kind of from the corner of your mouth up. And then that kind of shows you where you can place your contour, your bronzer, or whatever you're using. And I've just kind of been playing around with it. And I'm just using my Sigma brush, you already know. I will say this technique where you apply concealer in the like an upward shape on your eye right here, I do think if you have a hooded eye, that makes an even bigger difference on those people, even more so than someone that doesn't have so much of a hooded eye, just because when your eyes are hooded, they tend to look a little, they can tend to look a little droopy sometimes, and I feel like that kind of helps. Not that you need to do that on a daily basis, but if you're wanting to kind of glam up your makeup, I feel like that makes a big difference. And then I'm just gonna take my sponge and just kind of pat over everything. Okay, now I want to use the Patrick Ta. This is the Cream Contour and Powder Duo, and she's sculpted. And I'm gonna go into the cream side. Kind of curious about the Makeup by Mario bronzer sticks and blushes. Has anyone tried those? Particularly the creams. I know he came out with powder blushes and bronzers as well, but I'm really curious about the cream bronzers and blushes because I've seen a few people using them and they just look really pretty. But let's be real, I definitely don't need any more cream blush. I don't need cream bronzer either, but I definitely do not need cream blush. I feel like I have so many cream blushes. I don't know how I've become a cream blush addict, but I have. I really blush in general, but particularly cream blush, I just cannot seem to get enough of it. I'm gonna bring a little bit of this on my jawline to make it look like I have a more defined jaw than I actually do. Okay, we're getting real smoky in here. Okay, now let me just take my sponge and just kind of go over everything. I've kind of been using sponges more as just like a finishing tool lately instead of like blending things out with a sponge. I don't know why, but I've just kind of been, I've been liking brushes best to apply things first and then going in with a sponge. I feel like a lot of times I just like how things look a little bit better. Okay, I think I want to use this. I feel like I've used this recently in a video, but I can't remember. But it's the Nudestix, the Nudies, all over face color, and the shade is in the nude, and it's just what it says. It's a nude, but for some reason I really like this shade on my skin tone, although I don't know, is that going to be too warm? No, I'm talking to myself. Okay, I'm just going to tap a little bit of this on, and then we can use our brush, Fenty brush, and just tap that in. Now let's just take the powder bronzer in the Patrick Ta Duo, and we'll just lightly go over where we put the cream. You guys let me know what kind of look you want to see me do, like in a sip and makeup video. Like, is there a certain color you want to see or a certain palette? Let me know. I just, you should have seen it by now. I put a sip and makeup video. It should probably be the week before this one is going up, where I did a purple eye that I really, really liked. And I was just kind of in the mood to do that. But let me know if there is a specific picture you want me to recreate. I think that's kind of fun too. Or just a look you want me to do in general. Let me know in the comments. Okay, y'all are gonna think I'm crazy because I never do this ever. I'm gonna use this. This is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Setting and Baking Powder. And this is the shade Cupcake. Once again, I got this from Kelly Ann. I love her. She is such a bad influence. I just love her style. So anything she does, I'm just like, oh, I need to try that. But she takes this powder and uses her damp sponge, which I like never ever do this ever. But I have this powder, so I just kind of want to try it. I will say it's very messy. It comes in like this little sifter thing and it kind of gets everywhere. But I figured since we're going real glam and smoky, I might as well use it. Now I'm going to take some more powder. I'm just going to put it there. I know y'all are thinking, who is that? Blair never does that. I don't. But I figured we're gonna go smoky. We're gonna go all out. I think I'm all powdered up now. Who am I? I never ever do this at all, but it is kind of fun. Sometimes it's fun to do things differently, you know? Okay, and I think I want to use some of this because I have it sitting here. I never use this anymore. The Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. And I'm going to use the Sculpt or the bronzer powder. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of this. And what should we do on the bottom lash line? Okay, first I'm going to take the crease shade. I'm going to put this on the bottom lash line. And then I kind of want to use a shimmery shade like on the outer half of my lash line. Maybe I'll take this shade. This is outer eyelid right here. It kind of looks like a dark, it's kind of a grayish brown with a little bit of shimmer. And for this, I'm just going to like tap this on the outer half of my bottom lash line. Now let's do one last blend with the transition shade. And we're just gonna, I'm using my big fluffy BK Beauty 201 brush and just kind of lightly blending out the edges. Okay, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of this. This is the Benefit BADgal Bang 24/7 eye pencil. I got this for free one time in a kit. I don't think I've ever even used it, to be honest. And I think I'm gonna put this on my waterline. Trying to decide if I want to put any on my top lash line. I'm not sure that I do. Maybe I'll take just a little bit. This might be a mistake, but I put just like a teeny tiny bit on the outer corner. Just a really, really small amount. And I'm gonna try my wing trick with the 208 brush and see. This might be a big mistake. Just kind of pulled it out slightly for like a little baby wing. We're gonna stop because I feel like that's as good as I'm gonna be able to do this, but the black I actually do kind of like with this smoky eye. Okay, I just curled my lashes and now I'm gonna apply some Dior lash primer. But yes, y'all, please let me know even if you see something on Instagram, like a look you want me to recreate, tag me in it, send it to me, and I will do it, because I really want to start doing more things like that too, because I really like recreating looks that I see that I really like. So if y'all see anything that you want me to do here on my channel, send it to me, or send me a DM or comment on this video and tell me. And what mascara do I have out here? Let's do this one. I actually borrowed this from my mom. It's Maybelline Lash Stiletto, and I've used it a few times, and I actually kind of like this. I feel like I don't hear many people talk about this one, but she bought it because she read somewhere it was Cindy Crawford. I think it was Cindy Crawford, her favorite mascara, and it's actually pretty good. Okay, I just applied my mascara. I just kind of skipped that part because it's pretty boring. I used the MAC Extended Play and the Lash Stiletto I was talking about a minute ago, and now we're gonna do the lips. And I pulled out just a random lip combination I was kind of in the mood for, and the first thing is this MAC lip liner. I used this in another video and I kind of forgot how much I like this color. And for the lips, or for a lipstick, I brought, it's gonna be a very pale nude combo, but I thought it might go well with smokier eyes. So I'm gonna use Charlotte Tilbury in Kim KW. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of Iconic Nude from Charlotte Tilbury and just kind of further define my Cupid's bow. And then I want to use a gloss on top, and I just pulled out the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Ice. So it's just a really light pink. It basically looks clear. The smell of these glosses, so good. They kind of smell like cake batter to me. Okay, and then I will just set my face with some Urban Decay All Nighter, even though I'm about to wash this off. And I think that's gonna be it. I have one more sip of coffee. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was really fun. I haven't used this Natasha Denona palette in forever, and I just thought it would be fun to do something smoky, and I actually really love this. So definitely, like I said, let me know if there's another palette you want me to use or a look you want me to create, and I'll do it for my next Sip and Makeup next Friday. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please subscribe. I will have all of the products listed and linked down below in my description box. I'll see you in my next video. Oh, and go follow me on Instagram at simply.blair. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Remember, simply be you. Bye.
no plans, we got nothing.